Boom, boom, boom. Check, check, check. Make sure that we're good on audio levels. What's up? What's up? What's up? Hopefully you guys had a good Thanksgiving, and hopefully you guys are enjoying your Monday so far. So we're going to get right into it. This is the holiday weekend after Thanksgiving, and we're still having Black Friday sales and Cyber Monday deals and etc. And to be honest with you, these sales are going to go on till like the end of the year. I ain't even going to hold you. So we are here to look. Can you focus? Maybe I need a new camera. You know what I'm saying? Focus. We are here to look at Cyber Monday and Black Friday deals. Some of the good deals. Now, let me throw out a disclaimer. This stream is not for those who are now starting in cinematography or videography, sound, or lighting. This is not for beginners. So when you see these prices, don't be shocked. This is just not for you. There are plenty of other YouTube videos out there for beginners and etc. You can go to those. Or if you just want to stick around and see what level you want to get to in the future and see how much things cost, be my guest. That's disclaimer. That's a disclaimer. All right, so we are going to look at things for the sound. We're going to look for deals for video, and we're going to look for deals for lighting. So again, this is not for beginners. So if you're like a church or a medium-sized to huge business, even if you're a content creator on the higher end, even if you do like high-end podcasts and etc., this video is for you. Tune in, tune in, tune in. Yes, sir. So we are going to get right to it. Boom, boom, boom. Hold on. Let me switch up some of my stuff because I'm testing this 4K monitor with 4K. What does that mean? Like I have a Mac and I put the display as true 4K. So the words are, mad small. They're super tiny. But I got a lot of screen real estate, so I'm trying this out. I'm trying this out. I don't need glasses, but if my eyes start hurting, I'm go right back to 2560, 1440. You know what I'm saying? All right. Without further ado, let's get to it. All right. So we're gonna look at B&H. We're gonna look at B&H. So B&H got a whole lot of deals. As you see right here in the beginning, you got deals on Sony's, you got deals on Canons, you got deals on a whole bunch of things. I'm not really gonna get into the photography lenses because I don't do any type of photography whatsoever. We're gonna look at cameras more so. Yeah, we're gonna look at cameras. Sony is still gonna be expensive. I ain't gonna even gonna lie to you. So let's start there. Sony is still gonna be expensive. I mean, see, you got the FX3A full frame camera for $300 off. That's not really savings. That's a coupon. That's not crazy amount of savings, bro. It's still a $4,000 camera, which is insane. I mean, the FX30 is a pretty good camera. All right, let me have a little structure to this. All right, so we're gonna first look at cameras. We're gonna see what's some good deals, and we're gonna see what's some not so good deals. This is not so good of a deal right here. Not so good of a deal. This is a pretty good deal. It's gonna suck if you need like 3 of them, but this is pretty good. I don't know anything about the 7R5. That's crazy though, and you get like $900 off. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. This is a $4,200 camera. Wow. Sony cars, the Tough, which is $138, save $70. Yeah, let's go to lenses because yeah, that's not. Sony doesn't have really good deals on cyber, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't make any sense waiting the end of the year for Sony deals because you're not really gonna see a huge benefit. Canon is kind of like the same thing. So if you go Canon, let's see. Let's do C Cinema. Okay, I can type. Canon Cinema. Let's see what they got. All right. New release. So this isn't on sale whatsoever. This is still $3,900. The C80, if you're looking for the C80, you get $350 off. That's not that bad. The Canon R5C, you get $900 off. That's pretty decent for our R5C. The C70, you get $1,300 off. I don't know if this is a huge savings right here because you can get this at a pretty good deal since the C80 is out. So, how is Blackmagic? Oh, because it has the Canon EF. This is a good deal. So the Pixis is usually $3,000, and you can get the Pixis for $990 off. So, if you're looking for cinema cameras, like for churches and live streamings and etc., and you like the Blackmagic, the Pixis is pretty good. I can say this is a good deal. This is a pretty good deal right here. Look at the Canon C500 Mark II, $6,000 off. Now, this is another scam because usually you get a huge discount off of it because this is a pretty old camera. So they're going to throw just a bit more on there to say, oh, it's $6,000 off, and it used to be $11,000. No one is paying $11,000 for a C500 Mark II, not for that old camera. And as you see, the C400, nothing off because it's relatively new. Yeah, so Blackmagics are always pretty cheap. It's nothing huge about a Blackmagic camera like that. You know, that's their brand. You know, pretty good quality for cheap. So you can definitely get those for cheap. And if you go in the used market, you can get these for cheaper as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. You're not gonna get anything for the Red Komodo. Red Komodo never really has discounts. I mean, Nikon did a huge discount this year, 2 price drops. So 3,000 for a Komodo is definitely good. And if you're a church and you have $3,000 in your budget for a camera body, you should be going with the Komodo. You should be going with the Komodo. Not only because I like red and it has like good skin tones and etc. No, I'm not biased. The Pixis is really good as well, but the Komodo is a global shutter. So if you're doing like nice, fast whip pans and etc., you know, like racking focus, and then you move real quick to like someone's face, the Pixis and other Blackmagic cameras are gonna suffer from crazy jelloing effect. The rolling shutter jello effect on the Pixis is really bad, and you're gonna see it. But with the global shutter, you have nothing like that to worry about. And with the global shutter of the Komodo, you can you have an easier time shooting towards an LED wall, and you won't really suffer from the moire effect so much. Excuse me. Yeah, so Komodo is pretty good. If it was cheaper, if you want cheaper than this, you're gonna have to go used, and you know what comes with used. All right, so no thank you. So let's look at Canon RF glass. I know I said I wasn't looking at photo glass, but I'm just interested in how this Canon RF lens. Glass is a street term, you know? All right. See, $300 off. I mean, the 70-200 is $500 off. That's not bad. If you're in the market for a Canon RF 70-200, $500 off isn't bad at all. Isn't bad at all. What about the 24? No discount. Still 3,300. Sheesh. 24 to 105 f4 is 1,200. What about the 28 to 70? Yeah, 28 to 70. Ooh, still 3,400. This is crazy. All right, let's look at cinema lenses, because Canon and Sony glass hold their value like crazy. But I know what doesn't hold its value like crazy is DZO. DZO film. I'm not saying it's a bad lens. I mean, they go on discount all the time. They go on discount for like almost every holiday. So if you go to like the Catazooms, which I have, I got them on sale as well. You see, Catazooms usually $6,000. Let me look at this. Look at this. These are the best time to get these lenses. If you're ever in the market for some DZO Catazooms, never buy them full price. Never buy them full price. Always wait until Black Friday, Christmas. Even in January, they still might have this price. $2,700 or $2,800 for 2 lenses. And usually, without the sale, they're $6,000, $3,000 a piece. This is great. This is great. This is great. And for the image quality that they give you, this is worth it. This is a good deal. Excuse me. Sorry. This is a great deal. It makes me wonder, like, if they come down this much and they're still making a profit, how much did it cost them to make these lenses? All right, so keep that in the back of your mind. So the Catazooms, all the Catazooms are going to be pretty good. Now, if you are a church, or if you are like into sports or something, if you need like a long lens, the Dizio Tango zoom. The Tango zoom, like 65 to the 65. Yeah, the 65 to 280 is on sale for $1,200 off. 9,800. Now, this is a good deal, but earlier this year, I think this was like $2,000 to $3,000 off. Earlier this year. So that's the thing about Dizio. I would never buy Dizio film lenses full price because they're always on sale. Always on sale. You just got to keep your eye on it. So what you would do is like add it to the wish list, add it to your wish list, and just keep your eye on it. Just keep your eye on it. So the thing about this, first is the Chi-Opt. Now, Chi-Opt. What is it? Is it the 75 to 250? 75 to 250. Now I use both of these lenses. I've used the Chi-Opt. I've used this, and I've used the Dizio a bit, just a small little bit. Now the Dizio is a bit warmer, but that lens is built well. It's built very well. The Chi-Opt is cheaper, way cheaper, but the quality control on this lens is not good. Like you can buy this lens and it could be all smooth. All the gears are turning well, no missing screws. And then you can buy another lens from the same seller. Like the same person that checked you out in B&H can check you out again for the same lens, and you can get a completely different lens with screws missing, the gear's not working well, there might be a smudge on the lens. Like the quality control is not good on these lenses whatsoever. I guess they save money not checking them when they put it in the box. They're not that great. They're not that great. Some of these PL mounts, there are some users that have issues with these PL mounts. These right here, not really fitting. Sometimes they fit, sometimes they don't, and you got to have a lot of things to make this work. Now, if you're using this for your main shot, like your fallback shot, you're gonna have to get like gears, like wireless controllers, wireless follow focus, something like the Tilta Nucleus. Nucleus M2. This is another thing that's on sale for $1,500. So this is pretty good. You save $500. You're gonna have to get this. So it just adds to the expense, and you have to set it up and tear it down, set it up and tear it down all the time. Or if you're in a location that you don't have to tear down your camera or dismount it from the tripod, that's pretty good. But it's just adding more points of failure versus the Dizio. I mean, it just depends, because if you have the Chi-Opt and you have the Tilta, so that's roughly like 4,500, and then you add like little extra cables and etc. You're probably spending in total $500 for the Chi-Opt for a zoom lens. With the controllers and etc. that you can put on the tripod handles, and you can zoom and focus from the tripod handles, versus getting the Dizio. And when you get the Dizio, you will have to get this, the servo unit. And then with the servo unit, you will have to get the Canon servo unit. Let's see. So for instance, this is 4,300 and the Dizio is 98, 8, 9, 10, 11, 9, what's that, 14,000? That's like 14,000 already, right? Yeah, 14,000. And then if you get the the unit from like the zoom and focus unit from Canon, because this uses the same focus system. So if I do the Canon C servo, let's do the 25 to 250. This uses this. If you go, this uses this same unit right here. The EF SS41. Hold on, let me see. If I go, what's this right here? This uses that. The DZO uses this. And see, that's another 3,500. So in total, you're spending like 17,000. Versus with the Chiop, you're spending 5,000. But let me tell you, if you're having a whole lot of volunteers, the Chiop is not going to be the easiest thing to work with. You're going to spend a bit of time every morning. Every morning that you are setting up, you're going to spend a bit of time making sure all the gears work, the follow focus system works, it's smooth and etc. It's not for like mission critical. Versus if you buy this set for like 17,000, this is going to work all the time, you know? So it just depends on if you want to save 12,000 and just troubleshoot like every morning, or spend an extra 12,000. I know that sounds crazy, but spend an extra 12,000 and just have no problems whatsoever. Yeah. What I would do, me personally, since I'm telling you that Chiop system is a headache. I would spend the extra 12,000 to go with this, because this system is the cheapest servo system for cinema broadcast camera. Versus this is the competitor right here, $36,000 versus $17,000. This is the competitor, so it's much cheaper than this. So it's a deal. It's a deal. It's a deal. It's a deal. All right. So those are the lenses. Those are the cheaper lenses that you got. 7,000, you save 800 on the 18 to 90. So that's a nice wide angle. So if you have like a dolly, if you're going back and forth on a slider, a nice 18 to 90 is pretty good. So that's a nice wide angle. Or if you have like a cable camera or something, 18 to 90 is perfect. Or a jib. Yeah, this is perfect. So, yes, sir. All right, so that's lenses and that's camera bodies. Let's look at monitors. So for monitors, I usually only go with small HD. For on-camera monitors, I usually mostly go with small HD. The Ultra, you're saving $800, but bro, this is still $2,300 for an on-camera monitor. And if you gotta buy 3 of them, this is over 6,000, roughly like 7,000. More like 69. Yeah, $6,900 for 3 monitors. That's crazy. There are other 7-inch monitors. I prefer 7-inch over 5-inch because the more you can see, the better, especially with focus peaking. Focus peaking on small HD is probably second to none. I would say it's second to none. The focus peaking on the small HD is really good. You have the Indy 7. The Indy 7 is good. Really good, actually. And you save $450 on the Indy 7, so it's $999, $1,000. I think the Blackmagic. What is that monitor called for Blackmagic? Is it this? The assist, yeah, 7. See, the assist 7 for Blackmagic is $915. So I'd rather spend the extra money and get the small HD, which is a better monitor. It's a better monitor than this. This does recording inside and it has a fan and etc. But the small HD is a better monitor, bro. The colors are better. The tools are great on the small HD. So yeah, for this holiday season, the small HD is the winner. Yes, sir. All right. So yeah, here's the things. Let's see. Monitor only. You don't need red control because only if you're like recording videos and etc. You can do red control. But if you're like live streaming, you don't need red control whatsoever. Now it comes with no mount. When it says no mount, it means the Sony NPF batteries. You can get it with a gold mount or you can get it with a V mount. I would say get it with the Sony NPF batteries because you can put 2 batteries in here, boom, boom, and it becomes redundant. So if one battery dies, you can run off of the other battery while you swap out the dead battery and your monitor still keeps going versus if your V-mount battery dies. Now, these monitors don't pull that much power. So if your V-mount battery dies on this monitor, then you're probably doing like a 6, 7 hour, 8 hour shoot or live stream for that V-mount battery to die. And that's a 98 watt if that dies. If you put a 150 on here, it's lasting like 2 days. It's crazy. But the only thing with a V-mount battery is that these monitors become heavier. So if you have it connected using one of those arms that are one of those adapters, those connectors that connect to something like a NATO rail, or if you screw it on and it tilts back and forth. If you put a V-mount battery on this is going to be falling backwards or falling forwards all the time because it's too heavy with the V-mount battery. So that's why you should go with the NPF. Boom, boom, put 2 in there. One dies, click, unplug it, put another one in there. You keep going. You keep going that way. And NPF batteries are small. You can put them in your pocket and you're good to go. You know what I'm saying? You're good to go. Yeah. So that's that. All right. Teradex. So let's get a look at the wireless transmitters. Because if you're live streaming with a Red or even if you're doing a Sony and a Blackmagic, you shouldn't be cabled. If you want like the free movement and etc. If you want like to move freely, you shouldn't be cabled. You should be wireless. And there are a lot of wireless systems. There's things like Axoon. There are things like Vaxis. What's the other one? Hollyland. But Teradek? It's Teradek or nothing for live streaming. I don't care what nobody says. Teradek or nothing. And look at the bolt. $2,000. This is a good deal. Great deal. Now Teradek is another thing I would never buy full price because around these times and around like, let me see, 4th of July, any of those like Memorial Day, some of those bigger holidays, not bigger, nothing's bigger than the end of year holidays, but those smaller holidays, you can find deals like this as well, especially 4th of July. Teradek is almost always on sale certain times of the year. So, but I think around the holiday season, this is the biggest sale, and it's the longest sale as well. So this will stay this price until like maybe late January. Yeah. So originally this is $3,290 or $3,300. You instantly save $1,300. So this is great if you're buying like 3 of them, because you're gonna save like 39, almost $4,000 on these units if you're buying 3 of them. Bro, this is a great deal right here. This is good. The reason I go with Teradek is because it does uncompress wireless transmission. So the videos look sharper, even if you're streaming in like 1080p, even 720p. If you stream with a Hollyland 4K and definitely Axoon, you're gonna see heavy compression on the Axoon, and it versus a Teradek, you're gonna see the visual difference instantly, because Teradeks they transmit uncompressed signal. So it's the uncompressed kind of like raw image. It's very similar to plugging in an SDI cable or HDMI cable. It's very, very similar. And it has 0 latency. I mean, it's 0 point something latency, but it's pretty good. Not pretty good, it's really good. It has to be really good because I don't go with any other wireless transmitter kits. I have used Axoon. I do have Axoon. I have used Hollyland, the Hollyland 4K. I've set that up for a client before. It works great, but if you want that look, that crisp, sharp look, even in 1080, there is nothing beating the Teradek. I don't care what anyone says, there's nothing beating the Teradek, especially in this price range. Now, if you go higher, you get things like Waves and etc. The Waves wireless system, like, bro, those things is like 60,000 a piece. Like, who's buying that? You got to be like NFL or a crazy mega church to get those things. And here's the thing, they still drop out, you know? So it's just wireless. Wireless will drop out, so you have to have a perfect line of sight. So if you have the receiver, put it up in the open, like if you have like front of house, because front of house is usually open and they're not in an enclosed location. They shouldn't be in an enclosed location. You just put them by front of house right there, on some stands or some poles, or put them in the air somewhere, you know, somewhere that the line of sight is uninterrupted. Now, you will have other obstacles like Wi-Fi and other cellular data, different RF frequencies in the air, and different wireless frequencies in the air. And you might get a little bit of interference. That's why this is 6G. Not a lot of things are on 6G as yet, unless you go to like enterprise wireless systems, Wi-Fi systems, and etc. Those things have 6G, but they aren't as much as 5G. 5G is, everything is on 5G, and 2G is like, forget about it. So these things has been working pretty good. And if the signal isn't that great, you can do things like get a mushroom antenna. Let me see if I can see it, the mushroom antenna. So these straight antennas like this, these are called the V antennas. And the mushroom antennas, do you have antennas? Articulated arms, receivers, plays, shoes, mount, additional components. Is it under? No, right there in front of my eyes. Antennas. Yeah. This right here, these mushroom antennas. These, oh, you see this, they're sold out. They're completely sold out. Since I've added these to my wireless systems, my Teradeks, I haven't had any issues. I actually need like 2 more, but I haven't had any issues. Because what you do is you add one antenna. Like if your receiver has 2 antennas, 2 straight antennas, you take out one of them and put one mushroom and leave one V. So I think the mushroom frequency goes this way and the V goes this way. So it covers It gives you more coverage. So it gives you coverage horizontally and vertically. So these has been working very well for me. Very, very well for me. It might not work for you because of the space that you're in, but just try it. B&H has a 30-day return policy, so just buy it and try it, you know? Buy it and try it. Yeah, boom. All right, so we've been talking about cameras, we've been talking about lenses, and we've been talking about monitors as well as wireless transmitters. But some of the most important things when it comes to videos is the connection between the monitor and the camera and the connection between the wireless transmitter and the camera. It doesn't make any sense. Now, this is a principle that this principle covers lighting, camera, and definitely sound. Don't buy an expensive component and buy a cheap connector. Don't buy an expensive component and then buy a cheap connector. Because you're only as fast and you're only as good as the worst link in your system. So, for instance, if I have a Canon C400 and I have a Teradak as well as a small HD, all great systems, all great components, and then get some SDI cables from Amazon Basics and then wonder why things are chipping out and etc. That's because you don't have a good cable. You don't have a good connector. It's the same thing as with if you buy a nice microphone, a Shure SM7B or RE20, a Lewitt, even a Neumann, and then you buy a cheap XLR cable from Amazon Basics, and then you realize that it doesn't sound as good, or I'm getting feedback and I'm getting dropouts and clicks and pops and etc. And I can hear different things in my recording. Is because you're only as good as your worst component or your worst connector. Don't cheapen out on connectors. Get good SDI cables, get good HDMI cables, get good XLR cables. There you go. That's your tip. All right, so speaking of that, SDI cables. SDI cable. If you're using any type of 4K or 12G SDI cable, don't go with Pearstone. Elvid is fine if you're doing 3G. If you're doing 3G cables or 3G SDI ports, Elvid is pretty good. Let's not waste time here. Let's go brand. All right. So when it comes to SDI cables, I usually only buy from B&H. Canary. But the thing about Canary is that they have really thick cables. Like they don't have the skinny cables like Elvid. They don't have those. I'll show you where I get nice skinny cables. Let's see. What other? I don't get Condor Blue. I don't get any of those, bro. I don't get none of those. Mutiny. Mutiny is good. Mutiny. What is the brand? What is that brand? It was Wooden Camera, and then I think they sold it or left and made their own company, Mid 49. Do they have Mid 49? No. Mutiny is good. Mutiny is tested, bro. Mutiny is really good. Teradek, you would think Teradek is great, but I don't trust those cables. Like some of those cables that they give you, they're still like 3G cables. And if you're using a 12G system, meaning that like you're using a Red Kimono 6K that has a 12G port or a Blackmagic Pixis, don't get a 3G cable. You have to get a 12G cable. You must get a 12G cable because getting a 3G cable could possibly fry your port, and you don't want that. But Airy doesn't really have SDI cables. They're gonna show you a whole bunch of things that have SDI ports. All right, so the Canary Star Quads. Oh, Star Quads. I mean, Canary 12G. These are good. These are really good. Now, if you are getting long cables, ain't nothing really beating these. I ain't gonna lie to you. And they're pretty cheap. They're pretty cheap. See, 50 feet for $84, 100 feet for $124. Yo, when I show you, hold on, let me change this real quick. Let me make sure. When I show you the thin, small cables and how much they are, like you really gotta plan. You really have to plan when you're buying these cables, these 12G SDI cables. Oh, word. Thompson visuals are down? That sucks. Yeah, the site is down. So that was one store that I got my 12G SDI cables from, Thompson Visuals, but the site is down right now. All right, the other place I get it from is Amazon, but it's not what you think it is. I don't get Amazon Basics. I get this guy right here. I don't know who Alvin is, but Alvin is the man. Let me just make sure there's no incriminating evidence on the screen. All right, cool. Let me switch this. Boom. All right, this right here. Alvin's cables. This is good. These guys are great. Very good. Very, very good. Like when I started out getting a whole bunch of cables, all of my cables came from Alvin, and I've never had an issue whatsoever. And you see, they're really thin. They are really thin. And you see that price? They used to be $31.99, and this, how long is this cable? Right angle, 19 inches. That's almost 2 feet. Almost 2 feet, and it's $25. This is good, bro. This is really good. Now, if you go to a store like Mutiny, sheesh. I wonder if Mutiny is on B&H. And as you see with Alvin's, you can also get right angle cables as well. The same thing as Thompson Visuals, but Thompson Visuals, for some reason, the site is down. All right. Terradax. See? What's this, 10 feet or 10? This is 10 feet. $100, which is nuts. 10 inches is 25. This is a 3G though, not 12G. See, look at these prices. 18 inches for $67. Like 3G cables are so expensive, especially the thin ones. They are so expensive. You gotta plan when you're buying these things. So that's why Alvin's is the way to go. You know what I'm saying? Alvin's. Mutiny only has the ISO distributor amplifier. So this is the isolator. So this also can help you to prevent blowing your SDI port. This is a good device right here, but it's not on sale. This is all about sale. Oh, boom. So Alvin's is good. Let me see if they have the Mutiny. I wonder if they have the Mutiny. No, they do not. I have to go to Mutiny. All right. Well, boom. One moment. Let's go to Mutiny. G. Mutiny.store. Sheesh. I don't even think I want to show you guys these prices. Gosh, bro. You need to see the prices. You need to see the prices to see how much these things cost. Like, these things are just no joke. These things is no joke. Like $69 for a 4-inch cable, a 4-inch 12G cable. They're shielded, they're thin, they're great, but they're spent $70. See, that's why I tell you. It's hard to beat Alvin's Cables prices. I don't know if he makes them in his basement or wherever he makes them, but bro, those cables are good. I stand behind Alvin's Cables. I've never had an issue with them. And they're just like Mutiny. Now I have Thompson Visuals. Thompson Visuals is around these same prices, and they're really thin. They're really good. Hold on, let me see. I wonder. Yeah, hold on, real quick. I think I could show you. I think I could show you what that looks like. All right, so just look at these cables right here. Am I tripping? All right, look how tiny these cables are. So these are 12G cables from Thompson Visuals. As you see, they are really tiny. They're also right angled. I'm trying to get my life together. As you see, well, you can mostly see my hand. All right, come around this side. There you go. And focus. Man, I might do manual focus. I ain't even gonna hold you. There you go. Kinda. Yeah, they're right angled. I don't know why my camera can't pick these up, bro. But you get the point. They're really thin. They're really thin, and they're 12G. I think that's what you're paying for, the flexibility and etc. I think that's what you're paying for. But $69 is insane, bro. And the longer the cable, the more expensive it is. So yeah. But buy once, cry once, you know? Buy once, cry once. So once you get these cables, I wouldn't get these. Just listen to what I'm telling you and get Alvin. Just get Alvin's, bro. 12G cable. Oh, that's not Alvin's. This is Alvin's. All right, bro. Alvin's. Yeah, just get Alvin's right here. $25. $25 for a 12G SDI cable, and you are solid. You know what I'm saying? And Alvin's is almost always, they always have a coupon, bro. Like I said, I don't know how he get these cables that cheap, but I've never had a problem with them. I've had Alvin's for probably 5 years now, and they never failed on me. They never broke. They're great cables. They're great cables. They're great cables. So yeah, so that's the cables. So I think that's it for cameras. I think that's it for cameras. I think we covered all the basics when it comes to cameras. All right, so let's look at lighting. Let's look at some of the deals on lighting. Aperture. So Aperture has some pretty good deals. As you see, the 600X is $600 off. That's still pretty expensive though. $1,300. I wouldn't buy this. I wouldn't buy a 600X bicolor. Yes, it's 63,000 lumens, but the 700X is out. Or I just wait for the 700X. And it has Blair technology. See, that's 1690. And 18,000. Wait, what? Am I missing something? I thought these were as powerful as or as bright as the 600. Am I confused? I must be confused. Boom. Daylight, photometrics. Okay. Okay, there we go. 129,000. And with reflector, you got 168,000, 57,000, 43,000. So yeah, I'll just buy this. And the whites, the colors, I started to sell all of my regular Storm, Light Storm aperture lights and replace them with these Storm lights with Blair technology, because the whites are so good. White is really white with these lights, and I know it says X, so X kind of means bicolor, but in actuality they are RGB because of the Blair chip. So you're actually getting a powerful RGB light. I know it doesn't sell itself as an RGB light, but you can do multiple colors with all these lights, which is great. The 400 you can do it with, the 80, as well as the 1200X. Now, 1200X that was the first one I got, and boy, when I tell you that thing is powerful, it's crazy powerful. It's more powerful than the 1200D. I sold my 1200D, and you get a lot of colors as well with the 1200X. Yeah, so that's why the 600X and etc. are on sale now. They were always on sale since the 700X, the 400X came out. The lights with the Blair technology came out, but I think you have a little bit more extra savings. I'm not saying that these are bad lights. They're not bad lights at all. There are a lot of movies done with these lights, and you can connect them with the Sidus app, and they are amazing. They're perfect. They're great. But these are so much better. If I was to put it in a percentage, I would say these are roughly 40%, 40 to 50% better. I stand by it. They're 40 to 50% by it. I stand by it. This is not on sale though. That sucks. This is a great light. This is a great small light. You're probably going to have to wait till next year to see this on sale. But this is relatively new and it's in stock because these things were out of stock for months. All right, so let's look at, all the Lightstorm will be on sale. all the light storms will be on sale. This is pretty good. This is but $84 off, that's not a good deal at all. Let's see how much they're selling. Oh yes, all the Infinity bars are on sale. All the Infinity, so you got the 2. With the 2-inch, you'll get $96 off. With the 2-foot, with the 2-foot, and the 4-foot, you get $128 off. That blue light back there is a 4-foot Infinity bar. That one right there. These are great lights. And when you connect them together, you don't see any line separation. So if you have other brands and other lights and you put them together, wherever they're joined together is where the light stops. With these Infinity bars, that's why they have the name Infinity bar. No matter how much you put together, the light is continuous. It's completely continuous. So it looks like one seamless long light. And you can do a whole bunch of shapes and stuff with these. And these are good lights. They're just OD expensive. Even with the holiday savings, it's better, but it's not amazing, you know. All right. So these are good. These are the more professional line of Aperture. I mean, the more professional lines of, Aperture. Aperture is the company. So Aperture has a more budget-friendly or a smaller budget-friendly brand, which is Amaran. And you can do a lot with Amaran as well. You can get away with, you can do a whole lot of podcasts with Amaran. And Amaran also has sales. So you save $70 out of stock. Yeah, these are flying. So this is good. This is good for like a key light. Well, my key light right now, I don't have any Amaran, but the cool thing with Amaran and Aperture, they all use the same app. All use the Sidus app. So you can mix and match Aperture and Amaran lights and use one app. So here's the thing. Whatever light company you go with, try to stay with that light company. So if it's Godox, if it's Nanlite, Aperture, Amaran, just stay within that circle because you will have one app to control all your lights. Don't go mixing and matching, bro. Like that's don't do that. I did that in my earlier life. Well, in my earliest stages starting out. I got an Aperture light and I saw the Godox light, the telefocal, it moves, the light moves back and forth, and it was RGB. And boy, when I tell you, I was on a shoot, well, a few shoots, and I had the Godox app, and the amount of times I reset the connection for the Godox app is, bro, it wasted so much time. And the thing is, my team, they put the light high up. So every time that the Godox app disconnected, we had to bring it all the way back down, reset the Bluetooth, connect it, put it all the way back up. But after like an hour or so, it'll disconnect. Like, Godox app sucks. I ain't gonna hold you. It is bad. It's really bad. So I'm gonna sell that light. I mean, I still have the light because I use it as like a hair light, a warm hair light. And I just put it at that color, put it wherever, and that's it. I don't change it with the app, or I deleted the app. I go strictly Aperture or Amaran. Yeah, that's it. So Amaran is pretty good. Oh, this is new. The Amaran 660C. This is a RGB light. And you will only find Blair chips inside of Aperture. You're not going to find Blair chips inside of Amaran whatsoever. Yeah, this Blair technology you're only going to find in Aperture. Why? Where's the Amaran? What is it called? The Amaran FX or FC? That flat light. The F22. Yeah, the F22C. Great light right here. Psh, This is a great light. This is a great light. It's really good. And especially when you add the softbox. Ooh, this light can just wrap around the subject really well. And it's really thin. It works really well. And again, you can control it all from your app. This is really good. I've used this for a podcast, set it up for a client, and boy, they have no complaints. I can tell you that. They have no complaints. So if you're in the market, setting up a podcast, your client has a little money to spend for the end of the year, write it off for their business and etc. You can't go wrong with these lights. Now, if it's a bigger podcast set, not really. You might need something a bit more powerful than these. So that's when you will probably go aperture 700s. 700s aren't even out yet. So probably 400s. Maybe the 600s will come in handy for that as well. And then you just put diffusion over it. But yeah. But smaller podcasts, like 2 people, 4 people, these will do you well. You might have to crank them up to 70% or even higher, but this will still get the job done. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. A Nanlite, I don't know too much about Nanlite, but Nanlite has been having a lot of good reviews. I don't knock Nanlite at all. I just never got into them because I went with aperture first. And when you go with aperture first, and I think what put a bad taste in my mouth was Godox and that app. So after Godox was pretty bad, I went back to aperture. I just stayed with aperture. And it worked out for me as well because every new light that I get, if I sell a light and get a new aperture light, I just add it to the app and then I just have full control over it with my phone, iPad, or whatever. But even aperture is doing something a little... They're doing something not great because they have the Sidus Pro app. Hopefully they don't change everything over to subscription base. So I'm buying these expensive lights, and in order for me to control them well, I have to pay every month to control my lights. So hopefully they keep the original legacy Sidus app and don't try to force people over to the Sidus Pro app because, bro, I'm gonna find a different company. I'll sell all my lights and find a different company. All right, so the Nanlite, you see $300 off. Cyber Monday deal. The FS 300B 208 off. So these are good prices. These are good prices. These are good deals. If you're Amaran, what am I saying? Amaran. Nanlite fan. Nanlite has tubes, right? They should have tubes. I see a lot of, that's what it's called, Pavel tube? Yeah, tubes. $340 off and you get 2 of them. Whew, that's a deal right there. That's a good deal. Yes, sir, Pavel tubes. Now you see, now here's the thing. Here's the thing with these tubes. These tubes you have to hang. They're pretty hard. I'll maybe I should show you why. I should show you the difference between these circular tubes and the InfiniBar. Now the InfiniBar is not a circle, it's a rectangle. All right, Pavel tube. Yeah, these are circular. So they're kind of hard to like mount in certain locations. I think the Amaran has the same circular tubular lights. Yeah. $50. That's not good. That's not a good deal. $30. Jeez. But I guess because they're so cheap, this is a good deal. This is a very good deal. And as you see how good the deal is, they're back ordered. This is a really good deal. $258 off. They are gone. They are out of here. See, aperture. All right, so the infinity bars. Infinity bar. Now, the reason I like these infinity bars so much is not only because they can connect to each other and they can have that seamless light. They're also rectangular with magnets. So this is how you connect multiple infinity bars. You can go to infinity. Go to how much, like, it can be a very long light. I don't know why you would do that, but it's possible. It also comes with this right here, so you can connect it to the infinity bar and then mount it. But what I usually do is I find a metal beam, because these rubber things right here above the S, these are magnets. These are magnets. So you can just clamp it right on to a metal beam. It can be a cylinder or it can be a rectangle. You can put it in a corner and you don't really got to worry about that. And the magnets are really strong. So you don't have to like mount it. Because when we did a music video, that's what we did. We just connected it to like a cylindrical column that was metal, clip, and forgot about it. Just controlled the light by the Sidus app, and it was good. It was good. It was good for the whole shoot. So that's another pro of these aperture. You can also put them in the ceilings. Like, these magnets are really, really strong. They won't fall. They won't fall at all. And there's two of them. Bing, bing. The only thing is with these magnets, these black things, they're like rubber paddings. So the glue from time to time will loosen up and the rubber padding will come off and you'll lose it. And underneath it is the silver magnet. So that's the only thing you got to be cautious about. But yeah, so there. So we covered lights. Let's see, magic cloth. Let's look at diffusion. Magic cloth. I can type. I promise you I can type. So diffusion. I thought I can type. I can't type. But I'm gonna get better though. I know my weaknesses. I'm gonna get better. Magic cloth is one of the best diffusion cloths out there. Yes, there's muslin, but magic cloth, bro. Magic cloth is really good for diffusion. Now, these aren't on sale. I'm sorry. They have no problem selling these things, so that's why they never go on sale. But if you're looking for something quick and you need like a quick diffusion, you can get like a frosted shower curtain from Amazon, and that's gonna work pretty well as well. Just don't put it close to a really hot big light like a 1200X. That thing is gonna get really hot and it's more than likely gonna melt your shower curtain. So just be careful of that. Yeah. That's the aperture diffusion. The lantern is good if you're lighting like multiple people and you see that's $18 off. It's pretty good. Pretty okay. Not pretty good. It's all right. The box light, $14 off. Jeez, $28. You're not gonna find that much great deals on diffusion. Because I guess they know that you need the diffusion. And the good thing about the diffusion is that you can put them on different lights. As long as the light fits, the diffusion works. So I think diffusion will sell better than the lights. So that's why you're finding like $40 and etc. It's not that great of a deal, but yeah. Oh, there's another diffusion for the ADC. I don't care. All right, so, all right, we covered cameras, lighting. Now let's get into sound. Let's see what are some of the deals on sound. All right, so Tascam. I've never owned a Tascam product in my life. In my life, I've never owned a Tascam product. 32-bit float. I have a friend that owned one of these. I think he's trying to sell it because ever since he went to the mixed pre, it's night and day difference. Like the preamps are way different on the mixed pre. I'm not even going to mixed pre because I don't think it makes sense. I don't think mixed pre is gonna have a sale at all. You have a better chance of Zoom having a sale than a Sound Devices. Whoa, I don't know what that is. Field mixes. All right, let's just do mix pre. Mix pre, see? Oh, well, you're not saving. This is a discount. This is a bundle. You're not saving on the mix pre itself. It's one of these other items that is included that's on discount. Sound Devices I don't think they ever went on discount. I don't think I've ever seen a Sound Devices sale in my life. I've only seen the plugins on sale, but the devices, I don't think I've ever seen a sale. Like, it don't matter what's going on. Sound Devices might go up instead of go down in price. I ain't gonna lie. That's crazy. I mean, it's a small company, you know. It's a small company. They're made in USA. It's not like Zoom that the items are made in China. And if your Sound Devices is broken, the service center is in the USA as well. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's why I didn't come to Sound Devices, because you're not gonna find a sale on any of these. Mixed breed 10. Jeez, this is going to be like $2,000 very soon. Probably $2,100 very soon. These things just work. They just work. Like, they just work, bro. Like, that should be the slogan. Sound Devices. It just works. I'm saying they sound great. The 32-bit float. The routing is pretty good. I mean, like, if you need more routing options, then you will go to the Sound Devices 8 series. I'm not even going to go there because that's out of a lot of people's budget, and a lot of people don't need that. Only if you're doing like high-end documentaries, and if you're doing like live recording, like for instance, like the Sound Devices 888, that has built-in Dante, 16-channel Dante. So if you can use it as a stage box, if there's like a play or something and there's like 16 people and they all have microphones, you can use that. And it has Dugan auto mix already built in. I'm not even going to get to that. Let's look at the discounts. Let's look at the things that have discounts. That's why I didn't go here. Let's see if Zoom field recorders have discounts. Now, yes, as you see, you have a better chance of Zoom having discounts than Sound Devices, because Zoom is made in China. It's not that Zoom is worse. It's not worse. It's good. I think below Sound Devices is Zoom. And that's saying a lot. That's saying a lot. Zoom is really good. It's not better than Sound Devices, but Sound Devices is just that. You know what I'm saying? See, you save $100 on the Zoom F6. This is great multi-track. $20 here, $20 there. Okay, so the thing about these field recorders is that these are things that you can build a career off of. You just really need to buy one of these things, and it can last you probably like a good 7 to 10 years, 6 to 10 years. Yeah, you can build a career off of these things. These aren't things that you need to replace a lot. They don't get outdated quickly. You know, sound is that one thing that you can have a mic from 1970s and it's still going to work in 2025 as long as you care it and etc. You don't need to upgrade it. It's not like a light that gets outdated. It's not like a camera that gets outdated. It's not like a lens, even though lenses hold their value much better than cameras, camera bodies, and lights. A microphone and a field recorder and all those other things that go with sound, these things will outlast all of your other equipment. No lie whatsoever. So with sound, I would say this is the one thing that you should save and just do it right the first time. Just do it right the first time, because you won't regret it. You'll regret if you buy something mediocre. You'll definitely regret it because you're going to have to buy twice, because you'll have to sell that for less than what you bought it for and then buy a proper device. And then you'll be kicking yourself as saying like, why didn't I just buy this in the first place? Because bro, once you go right with sound, man, it's hard to look back. There aren't a lot of things. Zoom. How much is the Zoom F8? Is the Zoom F8 still holding this? Oh, you get $150 off. Look how much cheaper this is, bro. You get 10 tracks, 8 inputs for $1,049. The sound device's equivalent is the MixPre 10, and that is almost $2,000. Now, is it $1,000 better than the Zoom? Absolutely not. I don't think so. I don't think it's $1,000 more than the Zoom. But with the easy use and with the preamps, even though even though Zoom comes with Auto Mix, which is good, and you would have to buy Mix Assist, which is another $100 plugin with sound devices in order to have the equivalent features of the Zoom. I would say that you can make back that $1,000 pretty quickly if you know what you're doing. The extra $1,000 that you spend on top of the Zoom, now the same amount of money that you make with the Zoom, you can make with the MixPre 10. The MixPre 10 is just a bit smoother. It's a bit easier to use. It's a bit user friendly. Some things just make more sense on the MixPre. The touch screen is really small on the MixPre, but it just works, you know? It just works. You don't have to do that much post-processing if you gain stage properly and etc. on the MixPre. It's just better. Now, Curtis Judd has a good video between the Zoom and the MixPre, and he'll go more into detail about those two things. And he'll tell you why he chose the MixPre over the Zoom as well. It's just a bit simpler, and the preamps are a bit cleaner as well. So if you care about those things, the MixPre is hard to beat. I ain't gonna lie, the MixPre is hard to beat. It's not saying that the Zoom is bad. It's a bad buy. It's just, okay, look at it this way. Most people start out with a Blackmagic cinema camera. Is the Blackmagic cinema camera a bad camera? Of course not. It's a great camera. It's a great entry-level beginner cinema camera. But you tend to not stay there. When you tend to move on to like Reds and, even the Sonys, like the Sony Burano, Sony Venice, those type of cameras and etc. You see the features and the functionalities and the image and the stuff that you get. Is it a lot better than the Blackmagic? No, it's not. I would say Blackmagic beats Sony sometimes when it comes to image quality. But the ease of use and the less head scratching that you have to do with the Sony, it will save you so much time. Now, sometimes the Blackmagic just shuts off, or sometimes it just freezes. Like I was on a shoot with my friend with the Ursa 12K and it just froze 3 times, not once, 3 times. So, I mean, there's a reason Blackmagic is so cheap, and there's a reason Zoom is so cheap. Does it make them bad because they're cheaper than the competition? Not necessarily. It's a good beginner entry-level device. Again, a lot of people made a lot of money off of the Zoom F8 series and etc. But if you want to move on and step up just a bit, go to a MixPre. Yes. So that's it. That's the field recorders. The Rode. Now, if you're doing podcasts, the Rodecaster. I don't know too much about the Rodecaster video, but the Rodecaster. This is not on sale whatsoever. Wait, it is, because this used to be $600. So it's $550. See, because look at the open box use, $600. So this used to be more expensive, but I think it'll be this price moving forward because I don't see any savings. So I guess they just brought down their price. See, $615, and the black one is just $550. It's pretty good, top seller as well. This is a great beginner level, entry level. I still think this is prosumer. This is not professional. I would put this in the prosumer category, and it's good. It's very good. The only thing that I have against the Rode, and I'm selling mine, I definitely will be selling my Rodecaster, is that you are limited with the plugins that are in the Rodecaster. You can't add any other plugins to the Rodecaster. Whatever it comes with, that's what you got to work with. So what's the best sound that you can get out of the Rodecaster has a ceiling. You know, it has a pretty narrow, short ceiling. It's not like a Apollo. It's not like a Apogee. It's not like any of those professional audio interfaces that you can get other plugins and etc. The preamps are good. You can use a SM7B without a cloud lifter on them. They have really good features. Like if you do a podcast with call-ins, like people call in and etc. and they want to talk on the podcast to you and etc. You can connect your phone wirelessly via Bluetooth, and you can use this Rodecaster to broadcast the person that's speaking on the phone to the listening audience, which is that's a good feature. That's a great feature. You can connect other Rode mics, like the Rode Wireless Go, Rode Wireless Pros wirelessly to the Rodecaster. So that's good. Any of the Rode wireless mics as well, they can connect to this. And they also has presets for all of the Rode mics. So the Rode NT5, is this what I have right? No, the Rode NT1. The Rode NT1 has a preset in here, so it auto sets the gain and etc. to the Rode NT1. It works well with the Rode products. You're limited to 4 guests though. So if you have 5 guests, you can't use this. Now they probably are hacks and etc. to maybe daisy chain 2 Rodecasters together. And Rode has a lot of software that they're pumping out with this machine, so they're heading in the right direction with the Rodecaster. It isn't a bad buy, but the same way I did the breakdown with Blackmagic and Zoom, how they're like beginner steps to something bigger and better. These are great beginner steps. Now, if your podcast is small and it continues to be small and you don't plan to expand it whatsoever, this might be a hard stop for you. And it wouldn't be a bad hard stop either. I have good things to say about Rode. Very good things to say about Rode. It just doesn't fit in what I do and the sound that I want to get out of an audio interface. It just doesn't fit me. So that's why I'm selling mine. Plus, I probably use my Rode 2 times. I bought it and I used it for a wedding, to live stream a wedding. I made my money back and it's just been sitting there. I just take it out to do updates. That's all I do. I just take it out to do updates and that's it. So I'll definitely be selling my Rodecaster, 100%. So yeah, Rodecaster is good. Rodecaster is good. The Mackie is also good. Rode owns Mackie. Mackie is massive. It's $800 as well. You get a bit more features with Mackie, but it's owned by Rode, so, and it's massive, like, bro. You see this? I think this is like the same thing as a Rodecaster. I think it can only have 4 inputs. You have full NDI integration. Yep, auto mix. Oh, it has auto mix. It has auto mix. So you get a few other features with a Mackie. Now, this is not for on camera whatsoever. This is to send off of camera to some engineer that's mixing your audio and monitoring your audio levels. This is not supposed to be on camera. It's too big. It's too big to be on camera. But some people say it's better than the Rodecaster. But again, for what I want to do, this doesn't fit my bill whatsoever. It's good though. It's good. It's good. All right. Let's look at microphones. That's the final thing that we'll look at. Shure SM7B. 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 Iconic. You save $40. You get it for 400. 400. You get it for 400. How much is the SM7DB? The SM7DB comes with a cloud lifter built in. As you see, if you buy a cloud lifter with the SM7B, you're going to have to spend $100 extra. But if you buy the SM7DB, it has the, whoa. Am I tripping? That's 500, right? It's the same price. Oh, this is $399. Tripping. All right, so it's kind of like the same thing. 500 with the cloud lifter built in. It's a little longer as well. Yeah. Yeah. There's not much to say about the SM7B. Everybody talks about the SM7B. You can find tons of videos about the SM7B. I've done videos about the SM7B as well. It's not much to say about the SM7B. It's tried and true. It's almost bulletproof. You can drop this mic, you can beat this mic up, and it'll still work. Is it like a 57? No. A 57 is a bit more bulletproof, but this mic is a tank. This mic is a tank. Now, again, you're not gonna get this mic and just plug it into a Rodecaster and sound amazing. You're gonna have to do a whole lot of things to get it to sound good on your voice. So don't look at the Breakfast Club and don't, because their signal chain is crazy. And a lot of them things that they have it plugged into, we can't afford. So don't look at them because they got an SM7B and sound like that. That doesn't mean you're going to sound like that. Signal chain plays a lot into sounding good. All right, let's look at electronic Pro Voice RE20. No sale whatsoever. No, sir. All right, so Rode has to have a sale. NT1. No sale. Still 250. No sale. No sale. All right. Lewitt? Come on, Lewitt. You must have a sale. LCT 440. No sale. No sale. No sale whatsoever. Hey, Earthworks? Come on, somebody gotta have a sale. Ethos? No sale. No sale. When you see the Cyber Monday sale, save $20, that's because they're cutting the price off of the extra stuff, not the mic itself. If the Ethos isn't on sale, the Icon Pro definitely won't be on sale. Yeah, see that? Icon Pro will not be on sale. Still 500. AKG? C414. All right, you get a sale on the C414. It's $1,000 though. That's already out of the budget of many podcasters, because usually when you get a mic, you got to get multiple of them. Or unless you're the host and you want a mic for yourself that no one else uses, then maybe. How much is a U87? How much is a U87? Still $3,750. No sale. Lovely. No sales. All right. I think we covered all the basics. We got mics. We looked at, let's see. There are only two cables. There are only two XLR cables that I buy. Canary, Star Quad, and Mogami Gold. Those are the only two cables I buy. I don't buy anything else. They have the proper connectors. They're all shielded, so you can put them against, rub them against power bricks or power supplies, any type of power, and it won't bleed into the mic. Like, you won't hear the buzzing. They cut out a lot of frequencies, so if you run it against, like, or if you're close to walkie-talkie or radios and etc., they won't pick up those frequencies. These cables are great, bro. These cables are great. Look, 25 feet you get for $36. There's no beating this. Most people, that's why you see the majority of these cables are sold out. You get the 6 foot. Usually people need the 10 to 15 foot cables. And they're all sold out. I mean, you can get different, not even. Yeah, you can get different colors. Different colors you can get, because a lot of people just want black or blue. You can get orange. So it depends on your podcast theme. If these colors work for you, then you can get some cheap 25 feet. Even white, bro. White is gone. That's insane. I've never seen anyone use white XLR cables. Well, Canary Star Quad. Yes. I don't care that it doesn't matter that they're not on sale. These prices are good enough. These cables are, yes. As you see, full price, they're sold out. So imagine if it was on sale. You have to wait till June to actually pick these up. Mogami Gold. If you can get these cables used, even better. If you can get Mogami Gold used, even better. Look at 25 feet is $109. 25 feet is 100. That's crazy. 15 feet is $89. This is madness. This is madness. I mean, these are the only two cables that I use, but I go to Canary first. If I'm in a pinch and I need a long cable and Canary is not available, it's sold out until like 4 weeks or whatever, I'm gonna have to go with Mogami Gold. But I always go for Canary first. These cables are nuts. Especially if you have like drum mics and you need a whole bunch of cables, bro, ain't no way you're buying like like 5, 6 of these, 10 of these cables. This is insane. How is it doubled and you're only spending $60 more? It makes more sense to buy the 50 foot instead of the 25 feet. And 75 feet is $20 more than the 50 feet? How are they doing their math? Whatever. Whatever. But yeah, I think you guys get the point. If you're buying these expensive equipment, that this is an investment to your company, investment to your church, investment to your client, don't cheapen out on cables. The cables are just as much as an investment. I don't usually use HDMI cables, but if the occasion calls for HDMI cables, I'm going with decent HDMI cables as well. I'm always going with some of the best XLR cables for anything. I don't care what it is. Guitar cable, I don't care what it is. I'm going with the best cables because I don't like to troubleshoot when production is going on. I just want things to work. I want less headache. I prefer getting a headache with, if I'm on sound duty, I prefer getting a headache with feedback than getting headache with interference or a buzz or warbly. I don't want any of that. I want to eliminate all of that by getting the proper tools for the job. Now, yes, you can use the back of a hammer to cut down a tree. You can use that. It will take a long time, a very long time, but you get the right tool to cut down the tree and it's going to go smoothly, way more seamless, and it's going to save you a lot of time. Time is the one thing in this world that you cannot get back. Once your time is gone, it is gone for eternity. You can always get $1 back. You can spend $1 and there's a probability that you can get that same dollar back in a lifetime. That same dollar that you spent, you can get that back in a lifetime. Once you lose a minute, you can never get that back for all eternity. You can never get that back. So time is the most valuable thing. Yes, things tend to be expensive, but I've learned this the hard way. You can take my advice if you want. I've learned this the hard way. When you buy cheap things it's very expensive in time. Very expensive in time. When you buy the right things for the job, it saves you time. A lot of time. In stress, troubleshooting, headache, explanations, because when you get to a certain level and working with certain clients, everything that goes wrong, you have a meeting after it. Sometimes the client, you would have a meeting the same time. You start getting text messages and emails the same time. Why is this going wrong? How can we prevent this? You don't want those problems at all. You don't want those headaches. So buy the right tools for the job, please. It's going to save you a lot of headache. So other than that, I'm going to land this plane. Yeah, I have nothing else to say. Nothing else to say whatsoever. So, appreciate you. Hopefully you can glean some things out of this. You don't got to watch the whole thing over. So just fast forward and etc. to the part that you want. If it's lighting, if it's audio, if it's video, if it's sound, just fast forward to that part and you can glean something from out of that. Other than that, I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Have a good night. Buenas noches. We out. We out. We out. We out.